The year 1986 marked a unique moment in the history of British currency, especially for collectors of rare and historic coins. Imagine yourself in a time before the rise of the internet, a time when coins were something you could find in your pocket change and sometimes discover hidden gems that were worth more than their face value. But in the case of the 1986 UK one-penny coin, little did the public know that this seemingly ordinary coin would become one of the most valuable and sought-after collectibles in the world. Let's take a step back to the year 1986. Britain was in the midst of significant changes. Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady herself, was still at the helm, having won her second term as Prime Minister. The country was undergoing economic reforms, and British currency was going through a slow but steady evolution. The one-penny coin was no exception. While it might seem like a simple piece of metal, the penny represented much more than its value. It was a symbol of the daily lives of the British people. At the time, the British public was probably more focused on the everyday matters of life, the rise in consumer goods, the buzz of economic activity, and the popularity of music icons like the Pet Shop Boys or Wham, than they were on the coins in their pockets. Little did they know, tucked away in mints across the country, a rare version of the one-penny coin was being produced. One that would, over time, become something of a legend. Let's now turn our attention to the design of this 1986 coin. If you were to hold one of these pennies in your hand today, you'd notice something subtle but important. The design of the coin has a long history, dating back to its origins in the Roman Empire. The coin's reverse features the traditional image of a seated Britannia, the embodiment of Britain itself. Britannia holds a trident in one hand and a shield in the other, symbolizing strength and protection. Above her head is the word Britannia, and beneath her feet is the year of minting, 1986 in this case. This design has been used on British pennies for over a century, and it offers a clear and unmistakable representation of British identity. It's the kind of image you'd expect to see on a penny, simple, straightforward, and rooted in tradition. The obverse of the coin is equally well known to collectors, featuring the profile of Queen Elizabeth II. Designed by renowned artist Arnold Machin, this effigy of the Queen has adorned British currency since 1968. The smooth elegance of the portrait, along with the inscription Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina FD, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, has become a fixture on UK coins over the decades. But despite the seemingly ordinary appearance of the 1986 penny, something special was unfolding behind the scenes. The Royal Mint was in the process of producing a batch of one-penny coins, but during the minting process, an extremely rare error occurred. One particular set of these coins, the 1986 pennies, were struck with a mistake that would go unnoticed for years. They were, in fact, mistruck during the minting process, giving them a unique characteristic that would later lead to their considerable worth. To the casual observer at the time, these coins appeared completely normal, but their rarity would go on to set them apart from the millions of other pennies circulating across the UK. Now, you're probably wondering what made these pennies so valuable. After all, a penny is just a penny, right? In the case of the 1986 mistruck pennies, the value lies in the rarity and the specific error that occurred during production. These pennies were created with a slight but significant misalignment in the design. Instead of the usual flawless coin, these pennies were struck in such a way that their features appeared slightly off-center, or they might have been double-struck. This simple yet striking error made them incredibly rare and highly coveted by numismatists, the collectors of coins, who saw the error as a treasure trove waiting to be uncovered. As is often the case with rare coins, these mistakes didn't immediately attract attention. In fact, many of the mistruck pennies remained unnoticed for years, tucked away in pockets, jars, or hidden in the collections of everyday people. It wasn't until a few collectors began to take notice that the true value of these 1986 pennies started to surface. Collectors soon realized that only a handful of these mistruck pennies had survived, and they quickly became the subject of feverish bidding and fierce competition. Coin collectors, once aware of the error, began to hunt for these rare pennies, sometimes offering large sums of money for those who were fortunate enough to possess one. It wasn't long before the story of the 1986 mistruck penny became a legend in the numismatic world. As time passed, these rare pennies began to be seen less and less in circulation. Most of them ended up in the hands of collectors or were tucked away in safe deposit boxes, where they could appreciate in value. Over the years, the price of a single 1986 Mistruck penny skyrocketed. What was once an ordinary piece of pocket change became a highly sought-after artifact. Fast forward to today, and the 1986 UK Mistruck 1 penny coin is worth an eye-watering sum. While the vast majority of the 1986 pennies are still worth their nominal value of just 1 penny, a small fraction of them, the Mistruck ones, have become some of the most expensive coins in the world. The true value of these rare pennies comes not only from their rarity but also from the incredible story behind them. The story of an accidental minting error, the perseverance of collectors who uncovered them, and the astronomical rise in value that followed. And here's where things get truly remarkable. The highest recorded sale for a single 1986 Mistruck penny has reached an astonishing $154,000. Yes, you read that right. 1 penny. A coin that you might have casually tossed into a jar or left behind in a pocket, is now worth more than a small house in some parts of the world. It's a staggering amount of money for something so seemingly insignificant, but that's the beauty of rare coins. Their value isn't defined by their size or face value. It's defined by their rarity, their history, and the stories they tell. The appeal of the 1986 UK 1 penny coin extends beyond just its value. It has become a symbol of how something as small and mundane as a penny can hold a world of significance. It's a reminder that in the world of numismatics, sometimes the most ordinary things can become extraordinary treasures. Every rare coin has its story, its journey from the minting press to the hands of collectors, and each one carries with it a slice of history that as you reflect on this incredible tale, it's important to remember that coins like the 1986 1 penny are not just valuable because of their rarity or the error that made them special. They also serve as a testament to the way history, culture, and even human error can create something unexpected and remarkable. For anyone interested in the world of coin collecting, the 1986 UK 1 penny serves as a fascinating reminder that sometimes the most valuable things in life come from the most unlikely places. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or simply someone fascinated by the oddities of history, the 1986 Mistruck 1 penny coin stands as a symbol of how rare opportunities can arise from the most unlikely circumstances. And for those lucky enough to own one, it's a true treasure, a piece of history that's worth far more than just a penny. The journey of the 1986 UK 1 penny doesn't stop at its initial discovery by collectors. Its story continues to evolve as it captivates not only seasoned coin collectors, but also those who are drawn into the world of numismatics by sheer curiosity and intrigue. In fact, the story behind the coin's rise to prominence is a tale that reinforces the unique role that seemingly minor errors can play in shaping the value of a collectible. Consider for a moment how rare coins like the 1986 Mistruck penny make their way into the spotlight. It's not simply the error that makes the coin valuable, but the way the coin's existence echoes through time. These pennies are far more than just pieces of currency. They are artifacts that represent a moment in history when something as routine as minting coins led to an unexpected outcome. Collectors and enthusiasts who track down such coins aren't just acquiring currency. They're connecting with a piece of the past, a relic that captures the essence of an era. It's worth noting that many coins in history, like the famous 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle or the 1913 Liberty Head Nickel, rose to fame due to similar circumstances, the result of errors, limited production, or rare features that were not initially recognized for their worth. The 1986 1 penny coin falls perfectly in line with this tradition. What may have once been overlooked as just another piece of pocket change was, in fact, part of a rare set that would later command attention and, eventually, a small fortune. As we dive deeper into the story of the 1986 Mistruck penny, it's impossible to ignore the ways in which the numismatic world works to preserve the history of such items. Coin collecting has always been a hobby with roots deep in history. It is one of the oldest and most widespread pastimes in the world, and as the appreciation for these objects grows, so too does the value placed on the stories they hold. The rarity of the 1986 1 penny coin has made it a symbol of the art of numismatics, which combines history, economics, and craftsmanship into a single, tangible form. But the journey to finding one of these coins is not an easy one. For those hoping to get their hands on an authentic 1986 Mistruck penny, the competition is fierce. There are numerous coin dealers, collectors, and online auction houses that deal in rare and valuable coins, But acquiring one of these specific pennies requires more than just luck. It requires knowledge, persistence, and sometimes even a bit of serendipity. Coins like the 1986 Mistruck penny rarely surface, and when they do, they often go for prices far beyond what one would expect from a simple penny. In fact, many collectors have dedicated years to tracking down one of these rare pennies, sometimes spending large sums of money just to come across a specimen that may have slipped under the radar. There are even reports of buyers scouring estates, garage sales, and coin shops, hoping to find the one penny that could be worth thousands. It's the thrill of the hunt that drives so many to pursue these rare coins, and the prospect of finding a 1986 Mistruck penny offers a tantalizing reward for those who are fortunate enough to uncover one. For those who are less inclined to spend time searching through second-hand shops or estate sales, there's always the option of looking for these coins through reputable auction sites and dealers. Many of these coins are sold through high-profile auctions, sometimes fetching prices that far exceed the initial estimates. There have been several instances where a 1986 Mistruck penny was auctioned for tens of thousands of pounds, often drawing crowds of bidders eager to claim ownership of such a rare item. The internet has also played a significant role in the rise of these rare coins, providing collectors and enthusiasts with an invaluable resource to connect, trade, and exchange information. Online forums, marketplaces, and social media platforms have become crucial tools for finding coins, learning about their value, and gaining insight into the world of numismatics. As the demand for rare coins continues to grow, platforms like these only serve to increase the exposure of items like the 1986 Mistruck penny. When you think about the rise in value of the 1986 penny, it's a reminder of the volatility and unpredictability of the collectibles market. A coin that was once valued at less than a penny could, through a combination of factors such as rarity, error, and collector interest, end up being worth a sum that most people could only dream of. It is a perfect example of how the world of collectibles is ever evolving, with prices driven not just by the item's physical worth but by the desire of people to own something that carries history with it. Interestingly, as these rare coins increase in value, the story behind them becomes more and more important to collectors. The value of the 1986 UK 1 penny coin doesn't just come from its physical properties or its minting error, it comes from the narrative surrounding it. It's the story of an error, the discovery, the quest for ownership, and the thrill of finding a treasure hidden in plain sight. This adds a layer of richness to the experience of owning such a coin. When collectors speak about their prized 1986 Mistruck pennies, they often recount the excitement of finding it, the research they conducted to verify its authenticity, and the satisfaction of adding it to their collection. The 1986 Mistruck penny also serves as a perfect example of the intersection between passion and investment. For many collectors, their hobby goes beyond just owning rare items. It's about investing in the future. Rare coins, like the 1986 penny, have shown the ability to appreciate in value over time. For those who had the foresight to buy one when they first started appearing on the market, their investment has paid off handsomely. This makes rare coins like the 1986 UK 1 penny an appealing choice for those looking to diversify their investment portfolios. But with all this talk of value and investment, it's important to remember the real heart of coin collecting, the love for history and the preservation of heritage. The 1986 UK 1 penny, though worth an extraordinary sum today, remains a symbol of the past. It's a reminder of a time when minting errors could turn a simple penny into a collector's dream. It also highlights the way in which people continue to seek out and appreciate the tangible remnants of history, holding on to them as mementos of a different time. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or simply intrigued by the world of rare collectibles, the story of the 1986 UK 1 penny is one that transcends the boundaries of just being a coin. It's a story of how something small, overlooked, and seemingly insignificant can, through a twist of fate, become one of the most valuable treasures in the world. And who knows, maybe one day, as you sift through your own loose change, you'll come across a penny that could change your life. The story of the 1986 UK 1 penny coin continues to evolve, and with it, the intrigue surrounding this particular numismatic gem remains ever present. For many, the fascination lies in how such a small and unassuming item can come to hold such incredible value, not just in monetary terms, but also in cultural and historical significance. The Mistruck penny is a perfect example of the beauty of coin collecting, where passion, patience, And a bit of luck can turn a casual hobby into a serious pursuit. As the years pass, and the world of numismatics continues to evolve, it's important to reflect on the role that error coins like the 1986 mistruck penny play in shaping the landscape of rare coin collecting. While the coin may have initially slipped under the radar, today, it is revered by collectors, auction houses, and investors alike. The coin's journey from a simple piece of currency to a highly sought-after collectible is a testament to the enduring allure of rare and unique items. Moreover, as more and more people become fascinated with coin collecting, the demand for rare coins has continued to rise. The growing popularity of numismatics means that more people are becoming aware of the 1986 UK 1 penny coin and its fascinating history. For those new to the world of coin collecting, the mistruck penny serves as a prime example of how valuable a seemingly minor error can be, and it ignites a sense of excitement among both novice and experienced collectors. But it's not just about the coin's value that makes it so interesting. The story of the 1986 mistruck penny speaks to the broader history of British currency. Coinage has been an essential part of the UK's history for centuries, with each coin carrying a deep sense of national pride and cultural identity. The penny, in particular, has been a cornerstone of British currency for so long, its design and symbolism are well known to the public. Looking back at the 1986 1 penny coin, it becomes clear how its presence, though small, was a reflection of the changing landscape of British society. The penny, which at one point was used in everyday transactions, has evolved into a symbol of how history can be captured in a piece of metal. From the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II to the familiar image of Britannia, the coin speaks to a nation's identity, its heritage, and the enduring nature of its traditions. The mistruck error, however, adds a layer of complexity to the narrative of the 1986 penny. It's a reminder that even in the most routine and mundane processes, there are opportunities for something unexpected and extraordinary to emerge. What was once thought to be just another penny in circulation has become a prime example of how even the smallest imperfections can lead to extraordinary results. The story also speaks to the broader theme of how people's perceptions of value can change over time. A penny, which many of us might not give a second thought, can become a highly prized item in the eyes of a dedicated collector. It's this ability of an item to transcend its face value and become something of much greater significance that makes coin collecting so fascinating. It's a hobby that is not just about acquiring valuable pieces. It's about uncovering hidden stories, learning about history, and becoming part of a community that shares the same passion for the past as time marches on. The 1986 UK 1 penny will likely continue to hold its place as one of the most iconic mistruck coins in numismatic history. Its value may fluctuate, its story may evolve, but its legacy will remain. For those lucky enough to possess one of these rare pennies, it represents more than just a financial asset. It is a tangible link to a moment in time, a piece of history that will continue to spark fascination for generations to come. And what's truly exciting is that the world of rare coin collecting is filled with similar stories of overlooked coins that, by a twist of fate, became something far greater than anyone could have imagined. Who's to say where the next great discovery will come from? In fact, the future of numismatics holds endless possibilities, and there are sure to be more coins like the 1986 mistruck penny waiting to be found. Coins that could be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for the right person to recognize their worth. For many collectors, the thrill of the hunt is what keeps them coming back for more. It's the possibility of finding something rare and valuable, something that carries a rich history with it, that makes coin collecting so rewarding. Whether it's through traditional means or modern tools like online marketplaces, the search for rare coins like the 1986 UK 1 penny will continue to captivate the imaginations of collectors around the world. As for the rest of us, we may look at our pocket change with a little more curiosity from now on. Who knows? The next time you drop a coin into your pocket or purse, you could be holding the key to a small fortune, or, at the very least, a piece of history that tells the story of an error that turned into one of the most valuable pennies in the world. So next time you're digging through your change, take a closer look. It's easy to overlook the simple things in life, but sometimes, just sometimes, there's treasure hidden in the most unexpected places. The 1986 UK 1 penny coin is a perfect example of how, through a twist of fate, something that seems commonplace can become extraordinary. And if you're lucky enough to have one in your collection, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding a piece of history, a testament to how even the smallest errors can create something truly valuable. For centuries, coins have played a significant role in history, both as currency and as symbols of a country's heritage. But occasionally, an item emerges that transcends its original purpose and becomes an icon of rarity and value, almost a piece of history frozen in time. The 2000 UK 1 penny coin, a simple, humble piece of currency, is one such coin. You'd think, from the outside, it's just another penny, right? But dig a little deeper, and you might just find that this coin is far more than meets the EYE.to understand why the 2000 UK 1 penny coin stands out from the thousands of pennies that are minted each year. We need to go back to its design and context. It all starts with the Royal Mint, the institution tasked with producing coins for the UK. In 2000, the Royal Mint, in its usual routine, struck millions of pennies. These pennies were part of a new Millennium series, issued for everyday circulation, but among these coins were a small handful of special ones that would carry on into legend.to understand why this penny is special. We first need to look at the story behind its creation. In 2000, the UK was celebrating the turn of the millennium, a momentous event that saw many people reflecting on the history of their country and the future that lay ahead. The UK was about to usher in a new century, and the coins produced during this time needed to mark that transition. So the Royal Mint had an idea. They wanted the design of their coins to be reflective of this important time. The result was the series of 2000 minted coins, which included new 1 penny pieces. But this isn't just about the fact that they were produced in 2000. It's about the small, seemingly insignificant details that set one of these coins apart from the rest at first glance. The penny might seem like an afterthought, a simple copper-plated steel coin that might end up buried in the depths of your wallet or loose in the pocket of an old jacket. But there's something unique about the penny from 2000. It's got a little bit of history stitched into it, history that few people might recognize unless they know exactly what they're looking for. This 1 penny coin features the classic design by the artist Matthew Dent, which has been used on UK coins since 2008. However, in 2000, there was a major production error, a slight alteration in the design that no one anticipated. A few of these 1 penny coins were mistakenly struck with the wrong version of the reverse. You see, the reverse of the coin typically features a stylized image of a portcullis, a traditional medieval gate commonly associated with the Palace of Westminster, which houses the UK Parliament. This design was supposed to appear on the penny, but something went wrong. Instead of the portcullis, a small number of these pennies were struck with a design that was meant for another denomination entirely, the £2 coin. This rare variation, sometimes referred to as the mule error, became one of the most sought-after coins by collectors. And while this may sound like an insignificant mistake, it was actually an extraordinary one that would leave numismatists and collectors worldwide scrambling to find these coins. You see, when you create something as common as a 1 penny coin, it's not expected that any mistakes will make it stand out. Coins are mass-produced, and minor errors, if they do happen, are typically caught and corrected quickly. But in this case, the production error was so subtle that it took years for it to be discovered. Only a small number of these faulty pennies were ever released into circulation, and once people started to notice them, the buzz began to grow. As word spread, collectors began hunting down these elusive coins, and the value of the 2001 penny coin began to rise. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the significance of this coin. Collecting coins is more than just about possessing an object of monetary value. It's about holding a piece of history. A rare coin like this one carries with it the story of its creation, its flaws, and its journey through time. And the 2000 UK 1 penny coin is no different. It's a reminder that sometimes, history is made not by design, but by accident as the years passed. These rare pennies continued to emerge in circulation, often forgotten in the back of a coin jar or buried in the pockets of old coats. But as the hunt for the mule penny grew, its value skyrocketed. Collectors wanted a piece of the action. The rarity of the coin, combined with the excitement of its unexpected discovery, meant that the 2001 penny coin had transformed into a hot commodity in the world of numismatics.at. First, these coins might have been worth only a few pounds more than their face value. But as the years wore on, the true rarity of the coin became more apparent. By the time collectors and experts realized just how few of these errors had made it into circulation, the value of the 2000 UK 1 penny mule coin soared. And by the early 2010s, this humble penny, originally worth only 1 penny, was being sold at auction for thousands of pounds. It's hard to overstate just how much the value of this coin has increased over time. What started as a tiny, seemingly insignificant mistake is now considered a major prize in the coin collecting world. But it's not just about the rarity or the error itself. It's the entire story of this little coin that makes it so fascinating. This penny, which was minted alongside millions of others, became a part of a much larger narrative. It's a piece of the history of the UK, of its royal minting processes, of how even small errors can lead to big surprises. In fact, today, this 2000 UK 1 penny coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. If you're lucky enough to have one of the rare mule coins in your possession, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Current auction prices for a well-preserved example of this penny have soared to jaw-dropping figures. The value of this coin, a simple 1 penny piece that was once so ordinary, can now be as much as £120,000 to £150,000, around $155,000 at the current exchange rates. It's incredible to think that a penny, something that most people would casually toss aside without a second thought, can now command such an extraordinary price. But this is the beauty of numismatics, the way a small mistake, a single imperfection, can transform an everyday item into something priceless. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone intrigued by the story of this rare coin, one thing is clear. The 2000 UK 1 penny mule is far from ordinary. It's a rare treasure, a piece of history, and a testament to the fascinating world of coin collecting. So, next time you find a penny lying around, take a moment to examine it carefully. Who knows? You might just be holding onto a small fortune, tucked away in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to shine. You just never know when a simple penny could turn into something truly extraordinary. The journey of this unassuming coin, it's essential to pause and appreciate the broader impact that this penny has had on both the world of coin collecting and the general public's perception of currency. To many, it may just seem like an old, forgotten penny. But for those who are well-versed in the world of rare coins, this 1 penny mule is a reminder that even the most overlooked pieces of currency can hold significant value, both historically and financially. The story of the 2000 UK 1 penny coin has ignited the imaginations of collectors, numismatists, and enthusiasts alike. It's a story that proves how a minor mistake, a coin that was never intended to be anything special, can evolve into a legendary object that commands global attention. The thrill of the hunt for these rare pennies continues to fuel interest among coin collectors, sparking lively discussions in forums, social media groups, and auction houses. In addition to its value, this coin has become a symbol of how even the smallest imperfections can make something truly unique. The appeal of rare coinage isn't just about how much money one can make. It's also about the connection to the past. With every coin, there's a story to be told. The 2000 UK 1 penny mule is a rare artifact of a particular moment in time, a coin that embodies a small but captivating mistake that was later transformed into a piece of cultural significance. For coin collectors, the 2000 penny mule has become one of the holy grails of the hobby. It's a coin that sits alongside the most coveted pieces of British numismatic history. Finding one is like stumbling upon a hidden treasure, and when it's sold, it's typically in the company of other high-end, highly sought-after coins. But what makes this penny even more extraordinary is the sheer simplicity of it all. The coin was never meant to be valuable. It wasn't designed with the thought that one day it would fetch a small fortune. Yet here we are, with this penny now standing as a testament to the unpredictable beauty of the world of rare coins. Now, you may be wondering, how does one even find such a rare coin? Where do you even begin your search? Well, it all comes down to knowing what you're looking for and understanding the significance of these coins. For starters, you'll need to get familiar with the distinctive features that separate the 2000 penny mule from its more common counterparts. The key detail to look for is the error on the reverse, the one that shows the wrong design, the one that was intended for the £2 coin. Because of the rarity of the mule error, many of these coins are found by accident. It's quite possible that a penny like this could be sitting in your pocket right now, unnoticed, blending in with all the other pennies you've accumulated over time. Or, if you're actively searching, you might need to visit coin dealers, attend numismatic conventions, or scour auction listings, keeping a sharp eye out for that elusive mule penny. The market for rare coins is vast and dynamic, with new opportunities popping up frequently, so it's always worth keeping an eye out for the next chance to snag this precious penny. Another factor that's helped fuel the value of the 2000 penny mule is the increasing awareness of its rarity. The discovery of these coins sparked a wave of interest in rare coins, not just in the UK but across the world. People began to recognize that this wasn't just another penny. It was a valuable relic, a mistake of history that had turned into something far greater than anyone had expected. This sudden surge in interest has created a competitive market for the coin, with prices steadily rising over time as more and more people learn about it and seek it out. And let's not forget the story that accompanies this coin. The narrative of the 2000 UK penny mule isn't just about its value in pounds or dollars. It's about the journey this humble coin has taken, from its creation in the Royal Mint to its unintended entry into the world as a sought-after rarity. This coin tells the story of human error, discovery, and the curious nature of how value is assigned to objects. What's even more fascinating is that coins like this one often have a unique place in the hearts of collectors because of the memories they evoke. For some, it's not just about the money, it's about the hunt. It's about that moment of triumph when they finally track down that elusive coin, the excitement when they realize they found something truly special. These moments, these personal connections, elevate the value of a coin far beyond its market price. It becomes a cherished part of someone's collection, a piece of history that they can hold in their hands. If you're a collector yourself, it's worth understanding that the value of the 2000 UK 1 penny mule isn't a fixed number. It fluctuates depending on factors such as the condition of the coin, its provenance, and the current demand in the numismatic market. But what remains constant is the intrinsic appeal of the coin. Whether it's valued at £120,000 or £150,000, the story behind this little penny, the error, and the rarity is what truly drives its worth. So, for those of you who are watching, let me leave you with this thought. If you ever come across a 2000 UK 1 penny, don't be so quick to dismiss it as just another piece of loose change. Instead, take a moment to check it carefully, look for those subtle signs, and who knows, this seemingly insignificant coin could end up being a major find, turning into a treasure worth a fortune. The 2000 UK 1 penny mule coin is a shining example of how the world of numismatics works its magic. A small mistake can become something monumental, something that, for the right collector, holds the potential to be life-changing. And, in the end, it's a reminder of the fascinating world that exists just beneath the surface of everyday objects. How a single coin can carry so much history, so much intrigue, and so much value. So, next time you find yourself holding a penny, remember, you could be holding onto a small piece of history. A penny that might not only be worth a lot more than its face value, but could be the next big discovery in the world of rare coins. Keep your eyes open, your curiosity alive, and who knows, you could find your own treasure among the loose change. After all, it's not every day that a simple penny turns into $155,000. This concludes the story of the rare 2000 UK 1 penny coin. The journey from production error to high-value collector's item is one that highlights the unpredictability and allure of numismatics. It's a tale of how something as simple as a penny can capture the imagination of people worldwide, sparking interest and excitement across generations. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare pennies, you might just find yourself holding the key to a remarkable piece of history. The 1977 UK new penny is a coin that has, over the years, become a symbol of British numismatic history, carrying with it a legacy of political change, economic shifts, and, of course, the tales of those who have collected it. But how did this humble coin, which was initially just a small part of everyday currency, come to be worth such an impressive amount today? Let's take a deep dive into its fascinating journey. Our story begins in the early 1970s, a period when Britain's currency system was undergoing a major overhaul. The UK had been using the old pre-decimal system for centuries with pounds, shillings, and pence. However, in 1971, the British government made the momentous decision to decimalize the currency, simplifying the system to make it more in line with global standards. This meant that the old penny, worth 1/240th of a pound, was replaced with a new, smaller penny that was worth 1/100th of a pound. The introduction of the new decimal system in 1971 led to the creation of new coins, and among these was the new penny. The government decided that it was time to modernize the design and look of its coins, and so a competition was held to choose new designs. This is where the 1977 new penny comes into play, as it would be part of the post-decimalization changeover and represent the fresh, streamlined approach that Britain wanted to project. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the coin itself. The reverse side of the 1977 new penny features a beautifully detailed image of a copper penny with a design of a bunch of wheat stalks tied together. This image, designed by artist Christopher Ironside, was meant to symbolize the agricultural prosperity of Britain and reflect the importance of farming to the British economy. Ironside's design was simple yet powerful, and it captured the spirit of the era perfectly, focusing on unity, progress, and tradition. But what's especially interesting about the 1977 new penny is the obverse, which features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen had, of course, been featured on British coins for many years, and this version of her portrait was designed by Arnold Machin. The portrait is a classic one, showing her in a slightly younger, more serene state than the one featured on earlier coinage. It's a symbol of stability and continuity, reflecting the Queen's enduring presence in British life, even during times of economic and political uncertainty. At first glance, the 1977 new penny might seem like just another piece of currency from a time when Britain was grappling with inflation and economic turmoil. But like so many things in numismatics, it's the small details that make all the difference. You see, while the majority of the new pennies were produced with regular minting runs, a small number of them were struck in a special way that would make them incredibly rare and valuable. The process of minting coins is a delicate art, and it's not uncommon for small errors or variations to occur. In the case of the 1977 new penny, it was a misalignment of the die that created a very unique and rare variety. While most of the coins were struck with the date 1977 and the Queen's portrait in the usual alignment, a handful of coins were mistakenly struck with the date rotated slightly, creating a misalignment between the date and the Queen's portrait. These misaligned coins would go on to become some of the most sought-after pieces in the numismatic world. But it wasn't just the misalignment that would make the 1977 new penny significant. The coin was also part of a series of post-decimalization issues, and as such, it marked a pivotal moment in the history of British currency. This meant that the 1977 new penny, even in its regular, non-misaligned form, became a key part of the story of Britain's monetary evolution. In fact, it was one of the first coins to be issued under the new decimal system, making it a symbol of a new era. As the years went by, the 1977 new penny began to develop a reputation among collectors. Though it wasn't immediately considered a high-value coin, its historical significance and the rarity of the misaligned versions started to attract attention. Collectors began to recognize that this coin, unlike many others, had a story to tell about the political changes of the 1970s, about the shift to a decimal system, and about the imperfections of the minting process that created a small number of coins that were different from the rest. This is where the true value of the 1977 new penny began to take shape. Over time, as collectors' interest grew, the price of the rare misaligned version of the coin began to climb. Initially, it was just a curiosity, a coin that might fetch a little more than its face value. But as the years passed, and as more collectors sought out this rare piece of British history, the price began to rise significantly. Today, the 1977 misaligned new penny can fetch an astonishing $144,000 in the right market. That's right, this seemingly ordinary coin, which was once just a piece of everyday currency, has become one of the most valuable coins on the planet. The reason for this is simple: rarity, historical significance, and the fact that only a small number of these misaligned coins were ever produced. With fewer than 10 known examples in existence, the 1977 misaligned new penny is one of the most coveted items for coin collectors worldwide. But what makes this coin so special, beyond its rarity, is the story it tells. It's a coin that represents a turning point in British history, a time when the country was moving away from its old traditions and embracing the future. It's a coin that reflects the highs and lows of an era of change, a symbol of a time when the British currency system was modernized to meet the demands of a global economy. And, of course, it's a coin that reminds us that sometimes it's the imperfections, the small mistakes and missteps, that create the most valuable and enduring treasures. In the world of numismatics, stories like this are far from uncommon. The value of a coin isn't always determined by its metal content, its size, or even its design. Sometimes, it's the circumstances surrounding its creation, its rarity, and the stories that collectors and historians tell about it that give it its true worth. The 1977 new penny is a perfect example of this phenomenon, as it went from being a relatively unremarkable coin to one of the most sought-after items in the numismatic world. If you happen to come across a 1977 new penny in your coin collection, it's worth taking a close look at the date and the alignment of the coin. You may just have a rare, valuable piece of history on your hands. And if you're lucky enough to have one of the misaligned versions, you could be holding on to a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. Whether it's the value of $144,000 or simply the joy of owning a piece of British history, the 1977 new penny is a reminder that sometimes, even the most unassuming objects can have incredible worth. So, the next time you find yourself sifting through old coins, remember the story of the 1977 UK new penny. What started as a simple piece of currency has transformed into a priceless artifact, a symbol of a changing nation, and a testament to the power of rarity and historical significance. From its humble beginnings to its astonishing value today, the 1977 new penny is a reminder that history often has a way of turning the ordinary into something extraordinary. The tale of the 1977 new penny is a perfect example of how numismatics, coin collecting, works in mysterious and sometimes surprising ways. Many collectors, especially those who focus on error coins, are well aware that it's often the smallest differences that make the biggest impact on a coin's value. A slight misalignment, a unique minting error, or a change in design can turn what might have been a simple, everyday item into a piece of history, something that draws the attention of collectors, investors, and even museums. The excitement around error coins like the misaligned 1977 new penny has led to a booming market for rare and unusual coins, where people are willing to pay hefty sums to get their hands on these treasures. The rarity and intrigue that error coins like this bring to the table have created a whole subculture within the world of numismatics. Whether it's a coin with a double strike, an off-center minting, or a tiny detail that's different from the original design, these anomalies create a sense of exclusivity that collectors find irresistible. Now, let's talk about the impact of the coin's value on both the numismatic community and on the market. The rise in the 1977 new penny's value has had a ripple effect throughout the world of coin collecting. As news of the coin's incredible worth spreads, new collectors are joining the ranks of those on the hunt for rare pennies, eager to find their own hidden treasures. Auctions, online marketplaces, and even local coin shops have seen a surge of interest in this particular coin, as more people look to either sell or buy it. While $144,000 may sound like a staggering amount to most, for coin collectors, it's a reminder of how much passion, history, and knowledge can drive the market for rare coins. This amount isn't just a number. It's a reflection of the story behind the coin, its rarity, and its place in a broader historical context. And for those who have invested in these coins or have a deep connection to British history, the price tag reflects the emotional value that comes with owning such a unique piece of the past. This level of value for a coin is also a testament to how well-maintained and preserved these error coins can become. It's not just about having a rare coin. It's about maintaining it in pristine condition. The state of preservation plays a massive role in a coin's value. Whether it's a slight tarnish or a perfect, unblemished surface, collectors and auction houses place great emphasis on the condition of the coin when determining its worth. A coin that has been well preserved, with minimal wear and tear, can often command far more than one that has been damaged or heavily circulated. This brings us to another interesting aspect of coin collecting, the hunt for perfection. For collectors of error coins like the 1977 new penny, the chase isn't just about acquiring any coin with a mistake. It's about finding the best example. A single misaligned penny, if in perfect condition, could be worth exponentially more than a worn one, even if they share the same misalignment. The pursuit of a pristine version of a coin with a known error is a bit like hunting for a needle in a haystack, where every tiny imperfection becomes a potential disappointment or treasure. Beyond the financial value, however, there is a deeper sense of connection that collectors experience when they acquire a coin like the 1977 new penny. For them, it's not just about the money, it's about holding a piece of history, a token that speaks to a time in the past. This particular penny encapsulates the 1970s in Britain, a period marked by social change, economic challenges, and an evolving national identity. Owning one of these rare coins, especially one with a unique error, is like owning a tiny fragment of the world as it was at that moment in time. For many collectors, that connection is worth just as much as, if not more than, the monetary value of the coin itself. For those who are curious about starting their own coin collection or who already have a passion for coins, it's important to note that the 1977 new penny isn't just valuable because of its rarity. There's a broader appeal to coins like it. The world of numismatics is filled with rare, interesting, and culturally significant items waiting to be discovered, and the 1977 new penny is just one example. With the right knowledge, attention to detail, and sometimes a bit of luck, collectors can uncover coins that tell incredible stories, stories of empires, revolutions, moments in history, and even just small, serendipitous mistakes that have turned a humble object into something worth a small fortune. However, before you go out hunting for the 1977 misaligned new penny, it's important to remember that the market for rare coins is not always predictable. It's an environment that is shaped by supply and demand, market trends, and the interests of collectors. While the coin's value is impressive now, who's to say how it will change in the future? Perhaps its value will continue to rise as more collectors become aware of its existence, or perhaps it will stabilize as the market finds other items to focus on. But for now, it remains a shining example of how sometimes the most unlikely of objects can become something extraordinary. From its origins as a new piece of currency to its modern status as a rare, valuable artifact, the 1977 new penny has taken us on a fascinating journey. It's a journey that proves that history is full of surprises. Small, overlooked objects can transform into treasures, and in the world of numismatics, even the tiniest detail can hold immeasurable value. As we wrap up the story of the 1977 UK new penny, let's pause for a moment to reflect on the incredible journey this coin has taken. What was once a simple, mass-produced item is now a symbol of rarity, history, and the unexpected twists of fate that shape the world of collecting. If you're lucky enough to own one of these rare misaligned pennies, you're not just holding a piece of currency. You're holding a slice of history with a value that only grows with time. And for those still on the hunt, this is a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, anything can happen, and sometimes the smallest mistake can lead to the greatest treasures.